Hey, what's up, guys? So this is batch 10. We got 10 TikTok shop winning ads. We're going to break these down. These are all from Kalodata again. We got beauty and personal care, household appliances, and phones and electronics. All right, let's get into it. So this one's beauty and personal care. This is for Medicube for elder millennials who want natural glowy skin. Okay. 182,000 in revenue. ROAS was 3.06. The angle is an identity. So stage 4 sophistication is stage 4. Korean skincare is crowded, so it segments the audience instead of escalating the claim. So that's by saying, or we'll see. So it's an identity, sales to a named generational cohort rather than to a skin problem. Okay, so it's for millennials, for almost 40. Awareness level, solution aware. They already buy skincare. The open question is which line is meant for her age. We need specifics, right? Women 33 to 45 who feel aged out of Gen Z skincare marketing. Proof type is a before and after inset of the creator's own skin shown mid-video. So, okay. So first of all, we look at this first frame. Is that a person back there? That's already going to grab attention. But it feels very it's not boring. It's not like static. There's already motion going on. In the very first frame, the camera's moving, so it doesn't feel like an ad. It feels like an organic post. The text feels organic, easy to read and short. It says Korean baby face routine, ? So this is stage 4. So these women are already familiar with Korean beauty stuff, Korean skincare stuff. I'm not sure if baby face routine I'm guessing that's a good thing. They want to have like baby smooth skin at almost 40 years young. So calling out the exact demographic. Anyone that feels like they're approaching 40 or still feels like they look around 40, because at 33 you're like, oh my god, I'm almost 40. Like, women are, I'm sure, thinking of that. We got curly hair. Her skin looks pretty nice in my opinion. Yeah, you can just tell she's not like trying too hard to like fix herself up. She's just showing her natural skin and it looks nice and shiny. The lighting's really good from the window. So let's see how it goes.
My husband gave me permission to give the mouth.
Okay, a lot going on there. Tons of motion. She said, my husband gave me permission. If you can use a partner or like a kid or like a parent, if you can mention them in the ad, but especially in the hook, couple stuff is going to get more attention because people like that drama. So if you can create drama by mentioning a spouse or a partner or like a coworker, you want to mention people that they have a very intimate relationship with. Even coworkers can be pretty intimate relationships. Usually it's like a story, right, that they're going to tell about a coworker or a friend or a family member, but especially spouse. And then she says, he gave me permission. Already controversial. What? Why is a man giving you permission? This thing's loaded, okay? This is why I did these numbers. And then she says, gave me permission to do mouth to mouth. So automatically it's like sounds sensual. You're very curious, like what she's even talking about. And then it doesn't really match this, but in this case, the hook is so good. It makes you so curious that it doesn't matter. And then the way that she keeps the camera moving, it's very engaging. And like I said, this is like a funny little addition. Let's see. Oh, and then of course she's whispering. So it's like ASMR. A lot going on. Okay, and then she's leaning down. She has this type of shirt on. These are all things that are going to keep people's attention. Wow, this is really good. Okay, so every single frame is engaging. There's not one frame so far where you're not like, what the hell is going on? The whole time I've been looking at the dude in the back, like, what is he doing? I don't know what she meant in the hook. She's moving the camera, bending down, whispering, and then she says, if you don't like how the back of your hands look, and then she puts an image overlay of like a way older hand, which like really agitates the problem. That was really good. Anyway, a lot of these skincare beauty ones, they'll agitate the problem because it's a big problem. There's like a lot of urgency in it. Women want to solve this problem for sure, but they just need to know it's for them. So yeah, I mean, when you're at these stages, you need to be specific.
Eat your nasal labial fold.
Nice. Okay, so that's a pattern with all of the skincare ones. All of the beauty products is showing an image overlay that like kind of shocks you and makes you go, I don't even want to look at that. This is like a next level because before I've seen people just draw on their face. They'll be like, if you don't like this, and they'll draw like the bags under their eyes and stuff like that. But this takes it to the next level by putting an image overlay that fits. So it really drives the message home that like you do not want to look like this. And it's relatable. Like I'm sure they've felt like that looking in the mirror. They've over exaggerated and felt like this, even if they don't look like that. Looks like she's like on her knees on the floor and then she has the phone on the couch. It's just more, I like that because it's more engaging than just her sitting at her desk. Everything about this ad just has a little more going on than the usual.
You hate your permanent necklace line.
So yeah, usually they'll put those image overlays like up here or to the side. I like that they're putting it on her. It's like a lot more shock value. But she's hitting those pain points, she's agitating them like crazy. Very exaggerated.
Feet under eye creases. What we're not gonna do is
they look like AI, and that's the thing, you can make this with AI. So obviously how they made this is they get a picture of her. They go to Hicksfield or whatever they're using, and then they go, make her look 20 years older, 30 years older. And then they just cut that image into pieces and then they fit it on her face throughout the video. Very cool.
Listen to Teeny Bopper 20-year-olds.
Yeah, perfect. So she called out the audience that's almost 40. She knows their other pain point is that they can't relate to the Gen Z beauty stuff. They're like, it just doesn't relate because their skin's totally different. Their problems are totally different. And this is all proof where you're like, proof that it's the same one. I'm not sure. Proof that it's viral, I'm assuming.
Need to get filler. Instead, we're going to listen to hot MILFs in their 50s and 60s standing behind PDR.
Okay, so showing lots of proof. Anytime you can show image overlay proof, that's killing it right now. Very like low effort. Not doing too much. So putting those 3 images is like, okay, people are definitely using this. If that's the product, I'm not sure. And then you have like the women that are in their 50s that look really good for their age. Their skin is nice. And then just more proof here. No one's going to read that, but people believe it because it's a screenshot and it looks like she Google searched it.
And NAD epidermal growth factors and hydro.
Boom, boom, boom. Just hitting you with all this proof that's really not proof. I mean, it is, but like no one's reading it. It doesn't matter. Like Seth Godin says, marketing is the lie that people tell themselves. So when women are watching this, they're like, oh, she wouldn't put that there unless it's proof because she knows people can pause it, which it probably is proof, but who knows how strong that is. Maybe it is really strong, but either way, I don't think most people are actually reading that.
Elastin as an almost 40-year-old who let herself go.
Okay, so those are definitely AI. But she shows them really quickly, so you can't tell. He might be AI actually, because that pillow doesn't make sense. But these are definitely AI. They just had the AI make her look a little bit older. Not necessarily as old as the overlays, but these ones are a little bit older.
We're gonna go over step by step. Don't forget.
Okay, so she's hit. We're at solution aware, right? So they've heard of the Korean stuff. They don't know if it's for them necessarily. So boom, she goes into, this is for you because look, you have this, you have this, you have this, you have this, and you're not 20. And you want the secret that women who look better than you, that are older than you have. So that's the secret you're promising in this video. You're promising that solution. Then she's going to go into a tutorial. This is going to be the specifics. So she went into the mechanism as well, showing all the proof and stuff. Well, we'll see. She's probably going to go deeper.
To save this for later for when you do it yourself. First step, you've heard it once.
Wow, okay. So this is a long one. I think that's what it takes now. Like when you're at these stages with beauty, it's a whole other beast, I think. Everything has to be engaging. So look, when she shows you these products, she's not just going to hold the bottle up. She's going to pour it right in front of your face and show the liquid in her hand, very visible for you, right? She's going to do that with every single product. She might not be pouring it out, but she's going to put everything up to the camera. Everything's going to be up to the camera. Very engaging, right? So let's just watch it.
You've heard it a million times. The work is done in the toner. This one is packed with look.
Okay, so just more proof. As much proof as you can provide when it's necessary. Like whenever you're making a claim that's like pretty strong, if you can back it up with proof, why wouldn't you? People want proof. period. You can go look at comments under videos that are like a little less believable. Any niche, people are commenting, prove it, where's the proof? Anytime there's no proof, they're begging for it. Like, people just don't believe anything anymore, especially with AI.
With collagen, that means it can actually cross the skin barrier, get absorbed, and plump everything.
Okay, so she's explaining a process that's probably a lot more complex, but she's saying it in a way that makes it very digestible. She's just making it simple. Like, you want to have these scripts in a 5th grade reading level, maybe 6th grade reading level. You don't need to use big words. You don't need to sound smart. You need to make it sound very, very simple, because people are here to be entertained. They're not here to take a course or learn how to, learn about science or whatever.
Yeah, next we're gonna skip the laser because that's not how I got my texture back. Go in with the NAD. This is like an energy drink for your skin.
Okay, I love when they use, this is big with beauty as well, is when they're using metaphors to explain complex processes or to explain products, okay? Because if you say, yeah, this serum or whatever it is, soft and, oily, whatever, nobody cares. Those words don't mean anything to anybody. They're so vague, right? So we want to be as specific as possible. But if we don't have words that we can be specific with, we want to use metaphors that are very specific, because metaphors go way beyond a vague word. Oily, you might think, okay, you're looking in your mind to see, what do I know that's oily? It gives the audience way too much room to interpret what you mean by that. They're like, oil, is it like baby oil? Is it like olive oil? Is it like coconut oil? They don't understand. So instead of saying something like that, she said it's like Monster Energy. It's like a Monster Energy drink for this. So, everyone is, or not everybody, but a lot of people have experienced a Monster Energy drink. So they know what comes with that. Like, instantly, like, oh, it gives me energy and I feel good. And, there's all these positive feelings that they can immediately recognize. So it becomes relatable. If things are not relatable or vague, people don't care. You want to make them care by saying things that are relatable, which is why I love metaphors, similes and metaphors. Like, anything that you can compare it to where they're like, oh, I know exactly what she's talking about.
Vibrant and glowy. This also has growth factors which speed up cell turnover and recovery. But here's the secret, men's pause.
I've seen that in so many videos, is where they dip their fingers and like show it like stringy. It's just to keep you engaged.
Or not telling you. Lock everything in with a triple collagen cream. This stuff is packed with hydrolyzed.
Okay, you can have fun with the way that you put it on. See how she like tapped her forehead like that? It just makes you question, like, why is she putting it on like that? Like, is there a method to that? Probably not. She's probably just doing it to make you keep watching, kind of hypnotize you. So you can do it like this. You can wipe whatever. There's all types of ways you can do it. And notice she's adding this proof. This looks like from Google search, like I said. Oh no, this looks like ChatGPT or something. So as much proof as possible.
Put it here, 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 here. And don't forget here. Really anywhere you're lacking volume, because voluble.
She's calling it a boob filler. I don't know if that's what it's actually called. If it is, then it's smart, because that's a metaphor in itself. It's a boob filler. Like, you picture what a boob filler does. It makes it like bigger, plumper, more perky, right? So that's what you're picturing. It's going to do to anywhere you put it on your skin.
Is a fat cell growing ingredient. This is a step Koreans never skip. Put the juicy, plumpy mask on top of everything.
Okay, I don't know if she's Korean. I don't know too much about how Koreans look. I also don't know if you're doing like Korean skincare, if you have to be Korean, or I don't know, but obviously she fits whatever this persona is. And she said Koreans never skip this step, which means it just really highlights like, wait, we've gone through all these steps, but this is like a very important one. So it kind of makes you like perk up in your seat. You've gone through all these steps. You might be getting a little bored. At this point, they're like, oh, that's a big one. Because I feel like eye bags are like a major one that everybody has. So by saying they never skip this, I feel like you're speaking to a big pain point, and you're letting them know that there's more still. Like, they're not done with the tutorial. There's definitely steps that they don't want to miss.
These are dripping.
Especially when they're already this invested. And then again, we got some playing around with the gel just to keep you engaged.
With PDRN peptide.
Not only does it keep you engaged, but it also shows you with the ASMR, it gives you an idea what it feels like on your fingers and on your face. So that's important for this stuff too.
It's caffeine. Don't forget your smile lines, your tucked neck, and anywhere else you want that same effect. There's a reason why.
And she keeps speaking to those. This has to be AI. It hasn't moved like at all. This image actually might be, the background might be an AI image, possibly.
With actual.
Okay, proof. Love proof, especially reviews. If you got reviews shown videos like this, it's hard to debate with that, right? So if you can show, I feel like these are getting a little overused though. So what I would do is like, instead of all stars, I would change it to 5 stars just so you could see like how many 5 stars, like just to be a little more in depth, earn a little more trust.
Don't skip steps. Now, the only bad thing about this is every asking.
Okay, she said don't skip steps. Maybe he's not AI. I'm not sure. That's got to be AI. Anyway, she said don't skip steps, which means it feels like legit. Like it's not just like one cream, put it on, because they probably don't believe that anymore. They probably think, okay, I need like a whole system if I'm going to get the result I want. And then it also lets them know that they need the whole package, because if they just get one, they're only going to fix one thing. They don't want to fix one thing. They want to fix all of the problems.
Where the link is, it keeps disappearing because this set already sold out 5 times and it's only been out for a month. So save the video and check every couple of days if the link is back.
Okay, got some fake urgency, or maybe real urgency. Yeah, I like that she said save it though, in case they're sold out, you can come back. I really like that. I haven't heard that yet, which really boosts the post. I'm actually going to use that. That was a solid one. That took 20 minutes of analysis, so I'm probably not even going to get to these ones at the bottom, but that was worth it. Okay, Tarte Cosmetics, get yours before it's gone. Over 50 Gen X, 177K revenue. The angle is a deal urgency, older creator wearing the product. Hook type is urgency plus demographic call out. Awareness is product aware. They know the brand. They need a reason to buy now rather than later, which is the deal. Women over 50 who rarely see themselves in makeup advertising. Okay. Proof type, unretouched live application on camera. So just straight up demo proof. Demo proof is the best. Okay. So Tarte BB Blur. Tinted moisturizer. She almost looks like she doesn't have a shirt on, so that's one way to get attention. Let's see what starts. I'm assuming this is something. Oh, okay. They know the product. It's stage 5. So at this point, they've heard it all. They're at the identity layer where it's like, I know this brand. This brand resonates with me. Tarte. I don't know. The brand resonates with me, so they're just looking for a reason to buy. They're looking to be compelled at that stage. It says tinted moisturizer is saturated, so it competes on who's wearing it and the price window. Okay, so they want to see themselves. That compels them to do it because it's an identity thing. They're like, man, I'm assuming the reason they picked this woman is because they're like, okay, at 50, you probably have some insecurities about your looks. So if you can show someone that looks like they might have some insecurities too, and you show a good transformation, then you can compel them to go, okay, I could see myself in that person and I'll buy it because of the deal.
Let's just face it. I'm too old to tell y'all something that ain't right.
Okay, so she's using her age to earn trust here. She's like, I'm too old to be lying, which isn't true at all. That makes no sense at all. But like I said, this is the lie that you tell yourself. Oh yeah, that's true. She's too old to be messing around and lying about stuff. She's not, but we'll believe it for the ad.
I want you to try this Tarte BB
Yeah, let's keep watching.
Blur Tinted Moisturizer. It's the thing I'm fixing to show you now. So I use a brush. I put some on my brush, and everybody.
Oh my goodness. Okay, that's some shock value right there. Her nails are like really bad, like really destroyed. I'm not sure if that's like I have no idea what that's from. I'm not sure if it's like a disease or just using nails too much, or I don't know, some kind of health issue or something, but I don't know. It feels like this would get like a lot of comments, a lot of hating on it. I'm assuming they did that on purpose. They just went with like a very like normal, regular person, not trying to like have some beauty standard, just show like a real life person in the age group. And if it's a big difference, people are going to be all over it. So let's see. because people like a big transformation, not like a subtle one.
He uses a different amount. I use just a little bit more because
Very natural, very authentic. She's not selling you at all. She's literally just talking in the mirror. She's kind of almost whispering, and she's always doing something like all the other videos. She's always has something in front of the camera, engaging the audience, hypnotizing them.
of my redness on my face, but it goes on really smooth. It's
Okay, so they're talking about the ways that this brand is better than the alternatives, especially for this exact audience, 50 and up, because if you have a lot of wrinkles, that's something that will happen with other brands. It'll go in the cracks. She's saying it doesn't do that. Obviously, I was right about a crazy transformation. It already looks pretty crazy, so I have a feeling it's going to be like a big difference from the beginning to the end, which is enough. People love before and after. If you can do before and after on almost every single niche vertical, we'll believe it. It's the lie they tell themselves. Even if it's not true, it's kind of hard to argue with it.
I've worn it easily for 24 hours. Did y'all just see that burn that I had on my chin? I mean, like, I don't even really see it. So that's how well it does cover.
I think it's, I don't know too much about this, but it looks like she's not putting a ton of it on and it's covering really well, which is, I think, what women want. They don't want like a pound of makeup on, but they want the same coverage as if they put a lot. So if it covers really well, I think that's what they're looking for, especially if they have like more wrinkles as they age.
I am wearing the shade light, and I think it's a pretty good match for me because I don't get a whole lot of sun, but I don't completely stay out of it either. Good. So y'all, I did try it after I bought it, and it is worth it. I think you should give it a try.
And I've told you in other videos, like for some reason, certain accents just are more trustworthy, in my opinion. If you see, it just depends on what the product is. If you're going with like a Southern accent, Southern US accent, I just feel like for certain products, like if you want to be really authentic, you just don't assume that they're lying to you. Like it just feels like they're telling the truth. If you have an accent like me, like a California accent, sometimes it feels like an ad. It's like, okay, I've heard that voice a million times. When there's an accent that's not typically used in advertisements, because, you know, traditionally the same type of accent is used in US ads. I mean, you can have an accent like a Hispanic accent or a Southern accent or whatever other accent. It just adds this layer of authenticity. It just feels like, okay, it's not an ad, because they probably wouldn't pick someone with this accent. In your mind, you're like subconsciously thinking that.
Too. I've got it linked below. Just click on the orange shopping cart and give it a try. And there's coupons that go with it too.
Okay, I feel like that's a pretty big difference. So you could see this here. Let's see the beginning. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Holy moly. Okay. I feel like she added makeup to look worse or something. I feel like she which is, you know, this is what I mean by before and afters are believable, but they might not be true. It looks like she added stuff. Like that might not be real. She might have added some makeup there, some makeup here. Who knows? To me, it looks like she has makeup, but maybe not. Obviously, it worked though. So, but it is something to think about. If you're trying to show how bad someone looks and then how good someone looks, you know, if you're morally okay with that. All right, we got a fragrance dupe. Immediately, lots of motion here with the camera. I love that. Always, that's going to work. Motion immediately. You want to feel like you're jumping into this world that you're like, what's going on? I want to watch this. There's energy here. People want to be entertained. So she said, I hope she's not pissed. So immediately you have some drama. Does not feel like an ad whatsoever, but lots of drama. Hope she's not pissed. So if it said, I hope he's not pissed, then it seems like, okay, this is me and my husband or boyfriend. In this situation, you're assuming, okay, this is about another woman. And, you know, the way she's dressed, you're maybe like, okay, this might be about jealousy or something. I don't know. That's the first subconscious thought that you have when you look at this. Everyone makes judgments in a snap, right? So that's what I would assume here. That's like my first idea is like, okay, she seems like, you know, like that could be a story going on here. Anyways, angle is a dupe framed as a social theft. Not sure what that means. Come on, LLM. Hook type is a mock confession. It's like he's confessing, telling a story. Stage 5 fragrance dupes are super mature, so it competes on the joke and social dynamic, which is, more identity. You gotta do something spectacular at stage 5. Either it's kind of hard to say. It can be identity, it can be, or just something absolutely crazy, or just really good storytelling. I think those are the 3 ways to attack stage 5. Identity, something absolutely crazy, like some crazy mechanism, like beyond mechanism. You know what I mean? Like way beyond mechanism. Something never been done before almost. And then the third one is storytelling for sure, which sometimes identity and storytelling can be combined easily. But here, I think it's both actually. I think this is identity and storytelling because look at how much effort is put into the image here. She has glasses, her hair is like on point, she has like some lipstick on, makeup, this necklace in shape, this to, matching set, very like about appearance. So this is solution aware, probably product aware. They already buy designer dupes, hunting for the next one. Personas, women who buy fragrances socially and treat a good dupe as a win. They feel like they got a good deal. The proof type is unboxing with unedited on camera reaction to the scent. So like I said, visual proof, since we don't have smell of vision, you want to have visual proof. It has to be very believable, the reaction to it. And that can be her reacting. I've seen with fragrances, they show someone else reacting, like a stranger, like a street interview or something like that. That's even more believable. Because if that's a stranger and they acted like a stranger, in my mind, they look like this looks real. You're going to believe that way more than this person telling you. Let's get into it. Lots of motion. Let's see what the first line is.
Not gay every day, but the way this girl smells.
Okay. I'm not gay every day, but the way this girl smelled. And then just now that we have everything in frame here, this tattoo, this bracelet, the nails, the rings, all the jewelry and stuff, just adds again to that identity of the girl that's like the girl that's all put together, done up, but, not trying to just spend money like crazy on things for no reason. Like she's not like in a Lamborghini, but she's in like a nice car, like a solid car. And these are people that are like, I like brand stuff for sure, but if I can find something that smells the same, no one's going to see the bottle. It doesn't matter that much. So she said, I'm not gay every day, but the way this girl smelled or something. So immediately causes more curiosity because you're like, it says, I hope she's not pissed. And then she says something about being gay. So she's like, wait, so did they get along? In your mind, you're like, did they get along or was she mad? So the drama is building here.
She's good.
Okay, she had her questioning if she's gay or not. So already you're curious, like, what's going on? That's like, this is going to be funny. And she has the energy to deliver a story that people are going to think is funny or interesting. If she sounded like me, more monotone and like said the same thing, you're probably not going to watch. So it's just super crucial to get the right UGC creator. I can't stress that enough. Like delivery is so important. Their way that they look is so important. It's funny because, traditionally in TV, commercials, movies, the person that they choose or have chosen in the past for those roles, those acting roles, it was very, very specific, the type of person that they wanted. But for some reason, when we do UGC, we act like it's not that important. Like it's one of the most important things. They used to do tryouts for, tons of or what is it called? I don't know what it's called. I don't know anything about that world really, but I know they take it very serious, picking the right person. So you should treat choosing your creators the same way. And if you're doing partnership ads, influencers, stuff like that, you want to pick the right person because if you don't, it can just pretty much waste a bunch of good ideas because the audience isn't buying it straight up. So the audience needs to buy it. The competition is just rising every single day. So, if 10 people can write a good script and 5 people can write a good script and pick the right UGC creator, then those 5 people that pick the right UGC creator are going to win because they know how to pick. Anyways, back to the drama.
This party I went to that's so freaking good. Me and my girlfriends.
So just like the others, she's always doing something with her hands or holding up prop or the product or moving the camera around. always doing something. So she grabbed the bag, now she grabbed the box, now she's opening it, now she's doing hand gestures and stuff, making faces, keeping you engaged the whole time. It's not boring, right? She's just talking about, because if she just said, I went to a party and it smelled so good, you're out. Like, if she's not doing all the theatrics, you're out. So very crucial for keeping people engaged.
Around, ask her what.
Okay, followed her around for hours, and then we got enough courage to go up to her. So these are all curiosity loops. Like, okay, what happened? You're still wondering what happened. Let's see.
Was wearing. Now, I was definitely thinking it was going to be some. I got it from.
Okay, so that kind of answers the objection, which is like, does it actually smell like the original, like an expensive perfume? So by her saying that, she's like, I thought it was expensive before even knowing what it was. So that kind of builds some trust there.
It took me a couple of weeks to get it because
I like when they say that they had to wait for it because it was sold out. Builds more curiosity. That she said it took a couple weeks. You're like, wait, is it hard to find? Automatically some urgency pops up in your head. It seems like it might be hard to get, some scarcity. And then she says, well, it would only took that long because it was sold out. So now your next thought is, well, how do I make sure I get it before it sells out? Maybe I won't have to wait because I'm going to get it when it's not sold out.
oh my God, like you can actually smell this through the freaking bottle.
Okay, did a bunch of big sprays. I think the perfume and cologne audience, I like colognes a lot. So I know that like showing a nice, I think it's called atomizer, showing how like nice the spray comes out. It's like a ASMR like type of thing that people like. Like it's going to make someone buy it if it sounds good, if the spray looks nice, the atomizer, all those things matter with this audience for sure. But she's rolling her eyes. She's acting like she's going all out to make it look like it's the best thing she's ever smelled, which is necessary. She just keeps spraying it. And then boom, she hits us with like what I talked about earlier, metaphors and similes. This smells like, she didn't say this smells like orange, citrus, and vanilla. Who cares? Nobody cares. Nobody understands that. When someone hears a citrus, they go, okay, I got to think of all the colognes I've smelled or the perfumes, and I got to think which one smelled like orange a little bit. Or I got to think, does it smell like an orange? No, that stuff, it's cool, like it's on there, whatever, but people want to know what it smells like in a way that they get immediately. She said, this smells like the richest woman in the world. Like, boom, your imagination goes crazy. You're like you're curious. You're like, I want to smell it. If that's what it smells like, I'm curious. I want to see what it smells like. That's enough to make someone buy right there at stage 5. That's an identity thing. Like I said, so nice. Like it's just, I love this stuff. Stage 5 identity. This smells like the richest woman in the world. Like that's the exact identity. They want to buy fragrances, but they want to get a deal, but they want it to smell expensive. So good. Because I thought it was identity at first. I didn't know how much, but like that just is like the nail in the coffin, like how much it is actually identity.
I have ever known. Fresh, citrusy, like you're in the most bougiest hotel lobby.
Yep. See, so then you picture when you know, these girls have been to expensive, bougie hotel lobbies. These are things they can relate to immediately, that feeling. She's appealing to these feelings and these identities. That feeling of walking in and be like, smells good in here, smells super clean. I feel like real, you know, they feel classy or whatever. They feel rich, wealthy. And then on top of that, like I was saying, the identity. These are girls that they like to go spend money on the things that are worth it. Perfume, she's like, I'll get a dupe. These clothes, I don't need whatever expensive brand. I'll get something that's similar that looks just like it. They pick and choose which things they want to pay for. So like nice hotels, they don't mind going to pay for that. So these are things they relate to.
Or like life to get their good. This is the kind of perfume where people notice you before they even see you. It's from Bella Vita.
You know, every sense, visually, you know, the way that they smell, the way they sound, all of that. They're very about their appearance, how they come off.
Light mood. And Jessica, if you're watching, I'm sorry, girl. I hope you weren't trying to gatekeep this because we're all literally stealing your signature scent.
Cool. And then that's a super soft call to action. It's not even a call to action. She just said, you know, she just goes back to the story. hey, Jessica, makes it seem like it was a real story, which it probably wasn't, guaranteed. But she says, hey, Jessica, sorry, we're stealing your signature scent. That's another identity thing. As people in this persona doesn't want to have the same fragrance as someone else. They want to be unique. Like I said, the way they come off, the way they're perceived is very important to them. They want to be, they want to feel rich. They want to feel like they do expensive things, that they're unique, that they're like worth looking at, special, things like that. These are things that go through their head, either consciously or subconsciously. So yeah, she said, sorry if we're stealing your signature scent, because they don't want to be like everybody else. They want to be different. That was a really good one too. Look at that. 172K revenue. Okay, probably have time for maybe 2-3 more. Okay, hair removal spray. I will continue to keep this product. It just works too good. 139K revenue. Angle is problem agitation. Razor rash. Okay, the issue is razor rash. We're going to talk about escaping blades entirely. It's relatable, opens on shared frustration. Sophistication levels 3. They're leading with the mechanism, just to go over it again. Stage 3 is mechanism. Stage 4 is new mechanism. So it's just going to be taking it to the next level, adding on top of the mechanism, or just taking it to the next level, not using an oversaturated mechanism for stage 4. I'm just explaining. But this is 3. This is spray on rather than a blade. Spray on. I don't even know what that means. We'll find out, I guess. This is problem aware. So we're going to be talking about pain points and agitating them. The persona is men grooming their body hair. And, women can also buy it. The proof type is going to be longitudinal claim. Stuck with it for months. Backed by an in-shower demonstration. So it's going to be a demo. I don't know why it says that. It's going to be a demo. Actually guilty of using this for 5 months. So already this is kind of a little bit of a shock value. He only shaved only little patches are gone from his chest hair. Saying guilty of using this, being shirtless, you're kind of like, what is going on? What do you mean guilty? Why are you half naked? This is like a thing that subconsciously you're like, what's going on? It's kind of weird. Guilty means drama. So if you can add drama, if you can make people go, okay, this definitely isn't an ad. This is someone telling a story that I'm going to be interested in. But obviously you have the persona here. You want to show your persona or someone they trust. In this case, it's the persona, the exact persona. Dudes that they lift, and I don't know if maybe because he's bodybuilding, they have to shave, or he just shaves. I don't know. I don't do that, so I don't really get it. But I'm assuming it's for bodybuilding or just fitness. Guys want to, I don't know, shave. Anyway, so I guess this is a spray on. I have no idea what that means. Okay, so it's kind of burns the hair off, spray instead of razors. So that's what he was doing, was I guess using water to get the spray off and the hair off. I think this is more for women, so maybe this is a men's version. I know women have this type of stuff, something like that. But said he's tired of razor rash and skin irritation. Okay, so he's answering objections where it's is it easy to take off? Does it actually fall off? Does it actually work? So he's showing you proof. Once you see proof, the audience is buying in. So actually way faster than shaving. Nothing really crazy about this. He's just talking about the benefits. He talked about the pain. So think about this, the way that it's set up. The hook was, I'm guilty of using this. So you sparking curiosity there. You're showing a guy and you're showing his chest hair is all messed up. So it's about body hair, body grooming your body. It's for men. And he said he's guilty of using it. So you're kind of thinking, well, what do you mean guilty? So you're curious. He's promising something interesting, and you know who it's for. You know what it's about. Then he goes into, what it is. You can obviously see that it's for what it is. So then he goes into, you don't have to have razor bumps, those pain points, and then he goes into answering objections. So nothing crazy. The biggest thing is the demos. 3 demos. He's showing you spraying it off. He's showing you spraying the spray on. And then he's showing you scraping it. More spray. Boom. See? Results speak for themselves, really. Exactly. That's the whole point of this ad. That's why it's working. 139K. Yes. I like how I like the scraper, because it makes you think of I feel like everyone at some point has thought, what if a razor didn't have to have razor blades? It would be so cool if I could just wipe this off. That's kind of what it's showing and promising, is What if you could wipe your hair off? That's kind of what it showed at the beginning.
It just didn't work there. Wrong. Watch this. It just comes.
Okay, so this is more like, this is literally just to be engaging and just to be like, you know, when people are cleaning a driveway, it's like a satisfying video. They call it satisfying video. That's what this is. It's like dirty, unfinished. People want to see things finished. If they see something incomplete, they want to see something be completed. So it keeps you engaged. And hopefully they're hoping you stay long enough to be like, man, that worked pretty good.
Off like butter. Stuff works exactly the same in your private area, your armpits, whether you want to use it on the top of your head. Literally every single time I've applied this product correctly, it works flawlessly, including
So now he's just showing all the different body parts you can use that one.
downstairs. It's been about a week and a half since I used it on my facial hair. I actually used to
Even facial hair. So anywhere that anyone shades their hair as a man, well, this is for men, but obviously, like I said, women too. But I feel like they picked a good persona because I feel like grooming yourself as a man can be seen as feminine. So they chose a guy that's more masculine. You know, he works out, obviously, wears a chain and stuff. Doesn't seem feminine at all. I think that was an important choice because that's the persona that's doing it, and they want to see someone that looks like them they can relate to. And I think it works. Obviously it works. More pain points.
Same thing goes for my armpits. I used to get ingrown hairs there.
So he's just comparing what he used to do with razors, how bad they were, how annoying. All the little intricate details, like super annoying ingrown hairs in specific places, like things that a guy's gonna be like, oh yeah, I can relate to that. That happens to me too.
So you can see exactly how smooth that product left my arm. I tell you, this stuff works.
Okay, another demo, just putting like oil or water or spray, whatever he did, just to show it's really smooth.
Actually, our body, and if you specifically.
Okay, so he's pretty much trying to sell some bulk, some wholesale, not wholesale, but just buy a bunch of the product because he's saying if you're really hairy, you're going to want to get like extra bottles just to stock up so you don't have to worry about it. Okay, it feels very authentic when he says, drop a comment. I answer all of the comments if you have any questions. So it sounds like he genuinely wants to help. He's not just selling it. He's like, I love this stuff. Okay, last one. I got 4 minutes. This is the Shark Power Pro Flex. Jeez, looks like a vacuum. Head to head against the category leader. 404,000. Jeez, in revenue. 3.43 ROAS. Crazy. Okay, this looks like it's going to be a competition, right? Yep, head to head against category leader. Controversy versus. This is just entertainment, straight up entertainment, which is, yep, stage 5. Stage 5 is identity or storytelling. This tells a story because it's a competition between the new one or whatever they're selling and the industry leader. I think these are twins too, unless this is him twice. Product aware, so they definitely know about the product, but they need a reason to buy it, need to be compelled. The persona is just anyone who doesn't know which one to get. They've either thought about this one or thought about this one or thought about both. Proof is just straight up demo, of course. Okay, let's see.
What's better, Dyson or Shark? Well, I definitely have the better suction, like the block. Clearly, mine is
Okay, so I think he cut it down the middle. I don't know. Anyways, these guys are going to talk. It's kind of like a skit. They're just going to show the proof and they're going to let you decide. They're going to like obviously have their commentary, but people love these and they're going to buy from this because you're letting them decide. You're showing them the proof. You're showing them a demo of each one. And then they're going, and then, they're implying like, okay, what do you think? Which one's better? Based on what I showed you. It's kind of hard to argue with that proof. So let's see.
One pass, that's all it takes. Well, mine has this anti-tangle roller brush, so it never...
And you want to do these when it's a dramatic difference. If it's not dramatic, these don't hit as hard.
It gets stuck with that. Yeah, mine has that as well, but it also has brush rolls, so it gets in the carpet.
Okay, so is this skit? It's him acting like he's a twin.
Without getting tangled up. Mine has an anti-allergen HEPA filter. Yeah, so does mine. Well, how does that one get under furniture and chairs and stuff? I don't know. I just like bend down and like move it like this. Yeah, no, that's terrible. Shark actually came out with this flexible wand so you can stand straight up and get under everything. Well, how does yours switch between hard floor and carpet? It doesn't. It only has a high and a low setting. Yeah, well, mine has a high and a low setting, and check this out. It automatically detects the surface type, whether carpet or hard floor, and increases the suction power accordingly. Well, mine has 40 minutes of battery life. That's great. Mine has 50 minutes. Yeah, well, mine was only
Yeah, I mean, the product's just like head and shoulders above it from this demo. So that's the thing. Like, you can't game your way into this type of like, you're not gonna say the craziest thing in the world or have the craziest story to make someone buy a product that's just not as good as another one, or the alternatives, or it's too expensive, or whatever it is. At the end of the day, this is just a far superior product, and that's what's going to get you sales like this. So if your product isn't good, you can't advertise your way out of a bad product.
$500. Yours was probably like double that. Yeah, you would think. This thing was only $3. Sure has some limited time coupons, so it's not even full price. So you can decide which one you want to go with. But if you want to go with the Shark, the
Boom.
last time I checked,
I love that. So it's exactly what I said. You can decide what you want. You're letting the audience decide. You're giving them the power. They're the hero. You're just the sidekick.